so I looked at her and I was like, what's the issue? I don't have an issue. Well, yes you do. Hi guys, welcome back to my freaking channel. And you guys requested, so here it is. You guys wanted to hear the story time, child, about why did I go to Spelman's Dean for the third time, or why was I reported to the Dean for the third time. And you got the story. You want the tea, so get your mug. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows first, and then I'm gonna come back and tell the rest of the story. Okay, so my brows are done, my eyelids are primed, so I'm ready to rhyme. I just want to rhyme, but I'm ready to tell the story. Yeah, okay. So I'm just doing a simple little look, because this story gonna be fast. It's a real short story. I mean, it's not like super short, it's short. So, sophomore year, I was friends, senior year, I was friends with these two girls. We're gonna name, I'm still friends with Sydney, so one of them was Sydney, and the other girl, we're gonna name her Ramona. So Ramona used to be friends with this other girl named Jasmine, and so her and Jasmine used to be friends. They got into a fight in Miami, I believe, junior year of college, and ever since then Ramona like said she didn't want to be friends with Jasmine no more. I mean, which is understandable, because why would I want to be friends with somebody who like punches me out of nowhere with no explanation? But whatever. According to Ramona, she apparently hit her back and knocked her out. They was calling her knockout queen, Ramona. Yeah, basically Ramona and Jasmine weren't friends anymore, and according to Ramona, Jasmine would do like slick and sick stuff. So yeah, Jasmine would send emails to her parents telling her business, like stuff you know you don't want your parents to know or whatever, that you done told your best friend. And basically Jasmine emailed Ramona's parents. Ramona's my friend now, and was basically saying, your daughter is not as innocent as she seems. She did this, and that, which is so lame. Like, who does that? Like, that's so lame or whatever. Like, super lame. Like, first of all, telling somebody parents, like, y'all, this was, I think, junior year when this happened, junior or senior year, when I found out about the parent emailing. And y'all, at this point, we 21 years old. We 21 years old. Like, what my mama gonna do at this point? Like, she not gonna whoop me. She still gonna love me. She not gonna see me any different than who I am. Like, everybody has a past, including parents. No one's perfect, including parents. So the math wasn't mathing. Like, why? Like, did you want her mama to hate her? So anywho, me and Ramona aren't friends anymore, but I mean, it's still lame. That's the type of I am. Like, I don't care if we're not friends anymore. Like, I would never like type an email up to your parents to say she did this, her body, like, that's just so corny. But yeah, that's the type of person Jasmine was, and Ramona's parents didn't believe anything, even though I think some of the stuff she did say were true. Her parents wasn't going. Okay, so we had class with Jasmine senior year, me, Ramona, and Sydney. It was like chemistry or something like that, organic chemistry, because I think we were all like science major. So anywho, I ain't gonna say what I did, because I don't want them to revoke my degree. I don't know if that's a thing, but I did something, and the whole class like commended me for it. And I had no issues with Jasmine, even though Ramona and Jasmine weren't cool. I didn't have any issues with her. She ain't do nothing to me. Like, she ain't slapped me. So I had asked Jasmine, I said, hey, I just, you know, looked up on something for the class, like, do you want any parts? And she was like, she was the only one, y'all. No, like, I'm good. And I'm like, dang, she about to snitch on me. Okay, well, actually I am about to tell. So basically, the teacher had the test in his hand, and basically what happened is we were supposed to take the test, but nobody was prepared, so he ended up not giving us the test, but he still had it in class. And when he turned his back, I took the test, and I gave, like, I took the test, and somebody screenshot, like, took a picture of the test and put it in the class group chat, and everybody was trying to, the whole class joined the group chat except for her. So after class, I ended up going to his office hours for some reason. I don't know why. And basically, it got word that he knew I took the test. I don't know how he knew, but something wasn't, the math wasn't mathing. She was the only one in the class who didn't want to join the group chat. So I put 2 and 2 together because his back was turned. He didn't see, like, who took the test. And if everybody was in the group chat and everybody wanted the answers, then why was somebody telling me? So ever since then, I started hating her. And I'm not saying she was supposed to cheat or whatever, because I wasn't forcing anybody to do anything. But she could have definitely just took her L in silence. Like, baby, if you didn't want the answers to the test, I mean, we just don't have them. But don't ruin it for the rest of us who trying to get this A and graduate. Because mind y'all, this is senior year, and I'm not trying to make an excuse, but I definitely had senioritis. Like, I didn't want to be there. Why am I taking organic chemistry? I don't even want to be a doctor anymore. Like, just crazy. So anywho, ever since then, and I knew she told, I didn't like her, because I'm like, now I got a problem with you when I didn't even have a problem with you. Because, like, why you tattletale, like. And so another issue she had with me is, I think her boyfriend or something, or the guy she was talking to, we're gonna name him Matthew, he would flirt with me all the time. Like, I was never gonna give him a chance or anything, but he was real nice. So I would hang out with them, like our friend group. What's her name? Ramona and I think Ramona and Matthew were in a friend group with Jasmine and another boy. And when Ramona and Jasmine stopped being friends, they still had their friend group, just Jasmine wasn't in it anymore. So I would hang out with Matthew from time to time because of Ramona. And I think that was another issue she had with me, even though I can't control someone liking me. Like, there's nothing I can tell. Anywho, yeah, so that was the end of that or whatever. Like, I really didn't see her after that semester. I didn't see her. I didn't even know she existed until I met Ramona, and Ramona gave me the rundown of who she used to hang with and what. Like, I didn't even know Ramona or Jasmine existed. I met Ramona my junior year of college. Fast forward, we're about to graduate or whatever. I didn't have really much of a problem with her. I didn't like her because of what she did, but I still passed the class, I think with a B or a B minus or something like that. Like, I didn't care. I was graduating. Basically, I didn't really care for the situation anymore. But her and Ramona, Jasmine and Ramona, I guess they were like still beefing. Like, I don't know. So one day, it was senior week, which is like towards the end of the year. Like, senior week is towards the end of the year. It's like one of the last week, or no, it wasn't senior week. This was before classes had ended. We were going to BAB, which is called Big Ass Barbecue, and mainly, or no, it was Big Ass Pool Party. It was a pool party, and we were outside talking to Matthew by the car, and then she comes out there out of nowhere telling him he can't talk to me and Sydney, because it was just me and Sydney. Ramona was at work, and we were at the pool party. The whole school's there. Alum is there. I don't know why, but some of them were there, or maybe they weren't alum. Maybe they just didn't graduate yet. No shade. But we were talking to Matthew, and she was like, "Don't talk to them." So me and Sydney was like, "Oh, okay, Casper." She was like, and he keeps talking, and she was like, "I said don't talk to them."
Who the fuck you think you talking to?
So Sydney looked, I don't know if it was me or Sydney, but one of us looked at her and was like, "You talking about us?" And she was like, "Yeah." And we were like, "What you mean he can't talk to us?" She was like, "I said don't talk to them." And so I looked at her and I was like, "What's the issue?" "I don't have an issue." "Well, yes you do." Bozo. And I forgot, I honestly forgot what this girl had said. I think she said she heard I didn't like her or something like that, and I said, "Yeah, because you told the teacher about the answers or me stealing the test. Like, how stupid of you." And she was like, "I didn't tell." And I was like, "Well, somebody told," and ding ding ding. And she was like, she just kept denying it. So she had said something to Sydney too, but I forgot. But in like after that conversation, we ended up just squashing it, and we both was just like, we don't have a problem with each other, but all of that was unnecessary. Like, you didn't have to tell me to stop talking to us. And she said, "Okay, I'm sorry," and she apologized. So yeah, that was the end of that. Now a week later, y'all, it was Toga, and Toga is basically like a Greece theme type party, like a toga party, like where you wear togas, you design your own toga, you wear it, like everybody's there from the whole school. We didn't go because every year we pay for toga, somebody fights, it gets shut down, waste of money. And when you kind of done it for 3 years, it's kind of like, okay, like, you know, and it's thrown by the alphas basically, but everybody comes, like all Greeks come or whatever. Like, it's fun. We didn't go. We ended up going to the African club because I don't know, we just wanted another vibe. We ended up going. We got back late or whatever, and apparently Toga got shut down because it does every year. Like, what would be the different this year? What would be different? So we were in the parking deck of Sydney's apartment because that's where we would go, you know, after we come in from hanging out or whatever. So she lives in the same complex as Sydney because it was all school, like it was all like student housing. It was called the Flats by Atlantic Station. And we're in the parking lot, we're going in the elevator, and we see her ride by, not even knowing she was gonna like ride by. Like, I didn't even know she lived there. When I say I didn't know anything about this girl, nothing about her at all. So she comes in her car, like going around the garage or the parking lot or whatever, and a boy who's in the back seat yells something outside, out the car at us, and we didn't know what he said, but it sounded like disrespectful. And since she was driving, we was like, okay, did she put him up to it? So we followed her upstairs. We didn't know how far up the garage she was going, but child, we was like running up the steps. And so we stood outside waiting on her to get out the car. Me and Sydney was like, Ramona's quiet now. We was like, what y'all say? And she was drunk. I don't know what she was saying. He was like, oh, I didn't say anything. We was like, yes you did. And then Sydney was like, where's all this coming from? Like, we just talked to you last week at the pool party. You said you ain't having no issues. And she was like, and I don't. And we were like, so what is going on? Why did you say what you said? And she was like, I don't got no problem with y'all I don't got no problem with y'all. And we're yelling back and forth with her. Then what's up, what's up? She go down the hallway. They're carrying her down the hallway. And so me and her are arguing. I'm like, you just said you backwards, you a hater. Like, me and her going back and forth. And so she stops and looks at me. No, she stops and looks at Ramona. And is like, I don't have a problem with you. She was like, I don't want to go back and forth with you. She looks at Ramona and do this, like, basically. I got the problem with you. And started going off on her, like putting out all her business in front of her. Some stuff we didn't even know. Like, I knew most of the stuff she was saying, but just putting out all her business. And apparently some of it was supposedly untrue and was just going off. And then the guys picked her up again and dragged her to her room, and we were like just cursing her out because Ramona was like very shy and timid and didn't really stand up for herself a lot. So then Ramona finally, after, you know, me and Sydney was going to bat for her, finally decided she wanted to speak up for herself and started arguing with the girl there about the fight. Like, we're yelling, but I don't jump people, so, you know, if they did start fighting, I wasn't gonna jump because that's lame. But they started fighting or whatever. I mean, not fighting, they started arguing. The boys picked her up and took her to her room. So I'm still like going off, like we still yelling at her as she go down the hallway, like, come back, and blah blah blah. And then we get back to the room, we see she on Twitter popping. So like, I don't know if we was at her or whatever. I think we did. At her, telling her, like, I don't know, just going back and forth with her on Twitter. I don't know if we added her or was we slept. I don't know. I couldn't say if I was subtweeting her or not, because I never followed her. Like I said, y'all, I did not know this girl existed. Like, I didn't have her Twitter, her nothing, her Facebook, her Instagram. I barely knew her. Like, so I don't know if somebody showed me the tweets, because somebody did follow her. Ramona, I don't know. Ramona didn't even have a Twitter. I don't know how we found her Twitter, but we found her Twitter and she was talking that Cash Money. So we started talking that Cash Money back. Like, you better watch your back. Graduation coming up. We don't care. All this stuff like going in. Because it's like, girl, you just said you didn't have a problem with us. And now you got a problem. You got people saying stuff out the window. Another man at that. Like, he's supposed to be a real nigga. He's not even supposed to get into female drama, if that makes sense. Like, corny. Like, had him saying stuff and now you want to tweet and all this stuff or whatever. And then when I was trying to argue with you or whatever, or fight you, then you talking about, oh, I don't want to fight you, I want to fight her, and start and telling me and Sydney like she don't want us or whatever, she want her or whatever. And meanwhile, Ramona has not talked. When I say Ramona was so quiet and like timid and shy, like she didn't even, after they fell out, that was it. Like, Ramona didn't do nothing slick to her, didn't say anything funny that I know of. So it's like, why are you trying to bully the quiet girl? Like, and then you thought you was gonna bully us because we was friends with her, and you thought you was gonna be mean and nasty to us because we was friends. But when you saw we wasn't going, then you like, oh, I don't want to. Nah, you poking the bear. Come on, boo, come on, you ready to run back? So yeah, so yeah, after she saw we wasn't like we was all with this, she like backed off and tried to pick on her again. It's like, y'all have not been friends for almost over a year, and y'all have not talked to each other or let alone seen each other, and all of a sudden you picking on her or whatever. So anywho, we get on Twitter, blah blah blah, we going back and forth. This is like 2 a.m. 3 a.m. because we was about to fight at like 2, no, this was 3 a.m. because we was about to fight or whatever at like 2 a.m. we're trying to fight her or whatever at 2 a.m. and we woke up the next day and Sydney got an email from the dean, and it was like, come to the dean's office, yeah. And I was like, dang. And at the time, Sydney had issues with other people. And so we was like, dang, they really told on you or whatever, talking about the other people, like they really got the dean involved, like this was unnecessary. This happened like 2 or 3 months ago. And then I looked and I got one too, and then Ramona looked and she had one too. So we was like, this Jasmine really went and told the dean. We graduate in 3 days at this point. 3 days. Like, you felt threatened, you felt like we was gonna do something to you in 3 days. Like, you should just kept your mouth shut if you wasn't built for the life. But anywho, we go to the dean. The dean basically said, like, Jasmine said y'all bullying her, cyberbullying, y'all charged at her, like all this stuff, and y'all were cyber and all this. And I was like, well, she started with us. And so I think we had screenshotted her tweets and we showed the dean. We was like, look, she put this first, like this what she do, she run her mouth and then like try to go back afterwards. And so the dean was basically just like, y'all, we about to graduate, kind of on our side. Like, I don't know, like basically the dean told me, like, I don't know why she told us. She's like, she saw where she was started it on Twitter first, because you know on Twitter it tells you the time you tweet, the day or whatever. And so the dean was like, well, I don't even know, this is stupid, y'all about to graduate, so this is done. That's pretty much it. Like, I haven't seen her since. Don't follow her on socials. Like I said, I really genuinely did not have an issue with that girl until she told on me. But according to her, she didn't, as they all say. So yeah, that's the end of this story time. That's why I got reported to the dean for the 3rd time, because this girl said we were bullying her, but she started all of this or whatever. Just in my opinion, I don't know. Comment what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more stories, or if you want to hear more stories like this. If you want to hear why I got called to the dean for the first and 2nd time, comment below and say that as well. But other than that, I love you guys, and I'm enjoying doing these story times. Like, I like when you guys vote on my Instagram, so don't forget to follow me on my Instagram at Myke'la, and tell me what stories you want to hear, because my life is a movie. Like, anything that has happened to me or like has happened to anyone probably happened to me. Like, I have stories for days. So yeah, don't forget to comment, and yeah, love you guys.